There are two ways you can go about living your life. Plain good, or you can just move on like a warrior. And every warrior goes to battle.
I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy.
But if you cannot tame it, it will throw you off, waiting for the next one to hop on. I'm extremely grateful. All this would not have been possible without such a sport. The only thing with motorsports is there are no retakes.
Welcome to the Hollywood Reporter India. I'm thrilled to be sitting here at the Dubai Autodrome in front of these stunning cars, which feel to me like works of art. And since you've always said that you are not a fan of suffixes and labels, I'm simply going to call you Ajith.
Please do, please do.
And that's fine.
Thank you, Anupam Ji, for coming on to the show and for taking the time to be here. I really appreciate it.
Okay, so you cannot call me Anupama Ji if I'm calling you Ajith.
Agreed. I call you Anupam.
Okay, so I have to tell you that I'm not really well versed with motorsports. My knowledge of motorsports comes from the movies, like most of my knowledge about life. Of course, from Asif Kapadia's Senna documentary, which was stunning, but also more recently from F1. And I want to ask you about something that we saw in F1 right at the end. So Brad Pitt's character, Sonny Hayes, wins the biggest race of his life. There is euphoria everywhere, but he walks away. He leaves to go participate in the Baja 1000, where they do not know who he is. They ask him, "What's your name?" And one of the characters says that we don't pay a lot. So he says, it's not about the money. And another character says, then what is it about? So I want to start with that. Ajith, what is racing about for you?
Pushing your limits to appreciate life more. And I'd like to elaborate on that. In a racing car, you're pushing your limits, the limits of the car, pushing your own limits. And then, where even a small mistake can either maim you or you could pay for it with your life. So I guess all the people, not just people involved with motorsports, adventure sports, I think we appreciate the life a lot more. Because I'm sure every race car driver, though the sport looks very glamorous and, we looked up as gladiators, there is a lot of fear, anxiety, insecurities when you get into a car. But then over the weekend, after a few practice sessions, qualifying, the race day, and you have some good days, some bad days. But at the end of it all, you come out and that feeling of being alive is probably what motivates me. So like I told you, I appreciate life a lot more. Because anything can happen, and life is very fragile. It's extremely fragile. So I guess, and it's a form of meditation, in a way, because you don't have the luxury of thinking of anything else. You're so focused. Like in a race car, you're paying attention to the noise the car engine is making. You're watching out for it. You're watching out for all the data on your car. You're reporting it back to your race engineer, who in turn is also updating you as to where you are placed and what's the deficit, how much of a lead you have from the car behind you. And there's so much going on. And then as a racing driver, a practice session is different. You're practicing. Sometimes you have practice where you're probably the only car, you and your teammate are testing your car. Then over a race weekend, the practice sessions, you have all the other competitors. But on a race day, everything changes. You're competing with one another, dicing for positions. So all your attention is on your markers, like your braking points, your apex, where you need to, I mean, your turn in, your exit point. And there's so much happening. And at the same time, you want to ensure that you drive in a responsible manner where you don't hurt yourself, or you're not responsible for, a crash that would cost another driver his race. So there's so much more going on, and it's a beautiful sport. It's a team sport. It's wonderful. So for me, it's like therapy. It's a kind of therapy to get out of your comfort zone, which I feel is very important in life. Every time, there comes a time in everyone's lives that you get into that comfort zone, and before you realize it, it's too late. So I think we have to be conscious that we need to get out of our comfort zone, as often as you can. And
Why do you think, Ajith, this is important? I've seen you all morning while we did the photo shoot, right?